Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing a get ready with me, very easy, no makeup look. So this is basically like my everyday makeup routine. Like if I am going somewhere but I don't want to do like a full face of makeup, but I still want to look nice and I want to have that effortless no makeup look, this is what I do. So first I'm going to show you my skincare steps. So this is the steps that I do every single morning to prepare my skin for makeup, and then I'll show you my makeup routine. So first of all, I need to cleanse my skin. So I obviously cleanse my skin before I go to bed. But while you sleep, obviously your skin produces oil, dust lands on your skin, all that kind of stuff. So it's good to give your skin a quick cleanse in the morning before you go on to your next step. So currently I'm using the Clarins Water Comfort One Step Cleanser. As you can see, I'm almost finished. And basically this is like a water-based cleanser. It's a bit like a micellar, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, like a micellar water kind of thing. And it basically just cleanses the skin. It's very, very light, very gentle. This one's for normal to dry skin, so it's not too astringent. So I just like to pop it onto a cotton pad and then just wipe it over my skin. It's incredibly refreshing. It's totally safe to use on the eyes. So it just gives your skin a nice kind of fresh cleanse. And then the next step I do is I like to use a toner. So I'm using the Clarins Chamomile Toning Lotion for normal to dry skin. This one is the same one that I use at night time. So basically what a toner does is it balances the pH levels of the skin. So it means your skin's not sitting too acidic or too alkaline. It's right in the middle, which is how it should be. Stops it from overproducing oil, stops it from breaking out, stops it from reacting, all that kind of stuff. So it just balances your skin after all the other products that you've applied. Next step for me is to really hydrate my skin, and I think the best way to hydrate your skin is with a serum. What serums do is they work on the underneath layers of the skin, so they really deep hydrate. So I'm using the Hydraquench Bi-Phase Serum by Clarins. Again, this one I like to use at night time sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit extra dry. And it's got quite a high concentration of hyaluronic acid, which is basically the best ingredient you can use for hydration. So you give it a little shake first, put it onto my hand, then I like to press this into the skin. So rather than rubbing it in, if you just press it in, basically I find that it kind of penetrates into the skin a little bit deeper, and I'm not rubbing and pulling on my skin. And next onto my eyes, so I always put eye cream on underneath makeup. If you're finding your concealer is sitting in fine lines, it's caking, it's coming off, it's not looking good, your eye area is probably dehydrated. So it's always good to use an eye cream before you put your makeup on. So currently I'm just using the Clarins Extra Firming Eye Cream. I have no real reason for using this. I think it's just quite a nice rich cream, but without it leaving a residue on the skin. So I find it deep hydrates my eye area, but without leaving like a film. It's not too oily, so my concealer and stuff sits quite nicely on top. And then last step is to moisturize my skin on the surface, and I'm using the Ultraceuticals Ultra Moisture Cream. It's very hydrating, but it's pretty light. Like when you put it on, it pretty much disappears into the skin, like it doesn't leave a film on the surface. That's why I use it during the day. At night time, I prefer something a lot richer, just because I really like to really feel like my skin is being incredibly looked after. But during the day, obviously you want it as light as possible so then it doesn't affect your makeup. Depending on your skin type, if you're very dry, you probably will benefit from something a little bit richer. And if you're more oily, you'll want something that's incredibly light and basically non-existent once it's worked into the skin. For me, I kind of like something in the middle. So again, rubbing it in and then pressing it into the skin just to make sure it's nice and hydrated. Okay, now onto the makeup. For an everyday kind of makeup base foundation, if you like, I like to use the It Cosmetics CC cream with the SPF of 50. And the reason I like this is it's pretty good coverage, so I find I still get the coverage of a foundation. It's color correcting, so it helps even out the redness. It's got a really high sun protection, which is amazing if you live in a hot country like I do. It's long lasting, it's hydrating, it's color correcting, it's just a beautiful CC cream. It is probably the best CC cream that I've ever came across. Like, I've never found one that works as well. Today I'm using it in the shade medium just because I have got a little bit of fake tan on. So I'm just going to pop that on with a damp makeup sponge. So the next step for me is just to do a bit of concealing. So first of all, I'm going to conceal around my eye area. So I'm going to use my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in number 2. I don't think there's a day in the world that I go without using this. So I just pop it right on those very, very inner dark areas of the eyes and then blend it in. So the concealer I'm using on top is my It Cosmetics Bye Undereye, and I'm using it in the shade Light. Now, I've had so many problems with this concealer. Like, I have like a love-hate relationship with this concealer. So I really want it to work, and I think it looks beautiful and the texture's beautiful and it blends beautiful. But I think my problem is I have it in a very, very light shade and it's almost white. And I think that's where I'm going wrong with it. I feel like when I put it on, it's incredibly stark. And for me, I don't love that really, really stark white under eye. I like it to look a little bit more natural. I've tried using it where I've done the full V with it. And because it's so light, it's so obvious, and it's not a look that I personally think looks good on me. And I've just been using it on that very, very dark inner corner, and I feel like it's been working. And see how it brightens? Like, it is very, very light concealer, but I feel like doing it like that, it really, really lifts that darkness. Now I'm just going to pop a little bit of concealer on my eyelids just to blend that in, and I'm going to use my MAC Soft Ocre Paint Pot. And this is just going to conceal any discoloration I have in my eyelids and blend it in with my makeup. And last step for the base is just to conceal any little blemishes that I have. So I'm going to use the Nars Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. This is my favourite, hands down, concealer for blemishes. Like, it is amazing. And the best way that I find to work it is to apply it to the blemish and then let it sit for like 20 seconds or so. And then if you blend it, you'll find the blemish pretty much disappears. Like, it's really, really good. It is full coverage, so it really, really does cover those areas. And I find it's really long lasting. And then I'm just gonna blend all that in with my fingertips. Again, I find that's the best way to get it to blend in. And then I just like to tap on top. And then last step before I set all that is I'm just going to put a little bit of my Armani Maestro glue on top. So I'm just going to pop that on with my makeup sponge again. And I'm literally just going to stipple this on top. So when you're using it in this way, you don't need very much at all. You just need the tiniest amount. And you literally just pat it on top of your makeup. See see that glow? See how beautiful that is? It just makes the skin look so healthy and glowy. I love it. Alright, so now I'm just going to set all that gently. Obviously, I don't want to take away that beautiful shine, but I'm just going to use a bit of my MAC Mineralise Skin Finish just to set the concealers and just kind of settle all that liquid into the skin so it lasts a bit longer. So I'm just going to pop it on my under eyes using my Smashbox contour brush. And then I'll set the eyelids using the same powder. And then using my Zoeva 131 powder brush, I'm just going to gently press this all over the rest of the skin. Okay, so now I'm just going to set my eyebrow hairs. So I'm just using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel just to comb those hairs in place, and then I'm going to do my eyes while this is setting, and then I can come back to it. So for the eyelid, I'm just going to use a simple wash of the Giorgio Armani eye tint in the number 12, which is like a beautiful metallic glow. So I just like to put it onto the back of my hand and then put it onto the actual eyelid using my 234 smoke shader brush. See, it just gives like a beautiful sheen to those mobile lids. Love it. And I just want to define that upper lash line a little bit, just so it's got a little bit of definition in the lashes. So I'm going to use my Napoleon Perdis eyeliner pencil in the colour Onyx Factor, which is basically just jet black kohl eye pencil. So I'm just going to work that into the upper waterline. And we've got a nice defined upper lash line. And then I'm going to pop some mascara on. So I'm going to use my Lancome Grandois mascara. This is my favourite mascara at the moment. Okay, so now back to those eyebrows. So like I said, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I'm just going to bring a little mirror in, and I'm just going to pencil that through just to give a bit of definition through the brows, but a soft definition, just so it doesn't look too heavy. Okay, last step is to finish the face. So I'm going to use my Chanel bronzing makeup base. So I'm putting it on with my Sigma flat kabuki brush. It's the number F80, and I'm literally just going to work it into the outer perimeters of the face. So this is where I'd normally put my powder bronzer, and this gives you like a beautiful undetectable bronzer. Like, it doesn't add powder to the skin, so it doesn't make the skin look dry. It just gives you 3-dimension to the face, but like invisible. It gets beautiful. I love this stuff. It's very, very easy to blend. Very, very easy to apply. It doesn't kind of mess up your makeup underneath. You can just work it into it, and it's just beautiful. Like, I love this. Just to give the skin a beautiful sheen. And then I don't want to create any kind of contour. I want this to look very, very natural and very, very daytimey. So I'm going to pop it down onto my cheekbones, but I'm going to put it more in a bronzer placement rather than a contour placement, so more kind of up on the cheekbones. And it's just to give your skin that kind of sun-kissed effect. So if you think about when you're applying bronzer, you want to think about where the sun would hit first on your face, and that is obviously the higher points of the face. So that's why we want to pop this bronzer. And it basically just makes you look like you've got a natural tan to the skin rather than a contour. And now that we've added a beautiful glow to the skin, I'm just going to put a little bit of blush on. So I'm going to use my Giorgio Armani blush number 306, which is like a beautiful rosy pink, very, very natural. And I'm just going to pop that on the apples of the cheeks. So I think I've talked about it before with blush placement. The further back and up onto the cheekbones you take it, the more contoured effect that you get. If you take it onto the apples of the cheeks, so right at the front, you get much more of a youthful kind of glowy appearance. So that's more the look that we're going for today. So if you smile, what it does is it basically puffs out that apple, and that's where you want to put your blush. So if you're confused about where to put your blush on, if you smile and you get that real puff of cheek, that's where you want to put the blush if you want that more youthful appearance. You can see you've just got this beautiful youthful look to the skin. And then last step for the face is just to add a little bit of highlight. So I'm going to use my HourGlass Ambient Lighting palette, and I'm going to use the shade Incandescent, which is that beautiful center one. This is a very, very subtle highlight, but it's so beautiful if you want that undetectable glow. So I'm just going to use my 237 detail brush, and I'm going to put it on the smaller areas of the face. And then last step for this look is lips, and I'm going to use my YSL Rouge Couture in the shade number 51, which is a beautiful coral. And last step, a little sprit with my MAC Fix Plus, just to add to that beautiful dewiness, but to help hold all my makeup in place. Okay, and we're done. So I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.